Hey guys, we did a video of us packing the corals and shipping them out. Now we're going to show you what to do when you receive them. In the box, you're going to receive your invoice with all the corals that you received, and we're going to have written explanation on what you got. Also, there's an acclimation guide as well, and it's a step-by-step process. We're actually going to show you versus just reading this, and that way you can guys get a better feel of how to do it. There's also a 10-day guarantee on here as well, so you guys can read that, feel safe about purchasing, and know that you have a guarantee with us. So we're here in the internet office. We got a beautiful 75-gallon display here. We're going to unbox this, and we're going to put away some corals. We're going to show you how to do it, and maybe a few tips for you guys as well. So inside this box, like I said earlier, you're going to receive an invoice, you're going to have our 10-day guarantee, and you're also going to have an acclimation guide. I like to just pull off the tape, and that way we get that open. And so what we got here is some paper, and we got the corals. So what I like is to get a little piece of Tupperware or something that you can hold the corals in. We're going to unbag it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get something sharp, and we're going to cut open these corals, and we're going to place them in the piece of container that we have. So we're just going to lay them all out for now and see what we got, and we'll show you in a minute how to put them away. What I like to do is have a turkey baster on hand, and just because of shipping and with anything else, you just want to clear off any silt or detritus, anything that's just kind of irritating the coral while it just got shipped. So I like to brush it off, or just kind of make sure that we loosen anything off of the plug. And then what you want to do is grab a pair of shears. We're going to cut off the peg of the plug, and we're going to have a nice little flat surface, just like that. So we have a flat surface for the putty and the glue to adhere to it. So we have some putty here. We're going to take a nice little piece. We're going to wet our hands, and that way the putty doesn't stick to your fingers. And we're just going to knead it quite a few times to get it all consistent. And I'd like to roll it in a little ball just to kind of have a little bit of epoxy. So we'll make a few of them for now, and we can start gluing a few of these corals into the tank. Now, depending on what kind of corals you receive, you're gonna wanna figure out placement, so then that way those corals do well. So the next step is to get a little bit of super glue. We're gonna put a little bit of super glue onto the putty. And we're gonna take this coral and just adhere to the bottom of the plug. And once you do that, you're going to take another bit of glue here, and we're going to slap it onto the end. So you have super glue, putty, and super glue. That way it holds really well onto the live rock in the tank. So once you have that done, you want to find a great spot for it and push it down lightly. We don't want to smush the epoxy down too hard and make it flat, I would say. You just want to kind of get it to where it's stable. And we'll do that first one, and we'll get another one going here. Put a little bit of glue on the epoxy. You don't want to do too many corals at a time. You want to kind of stick with maybe 3, 4, 5 pieces. The epoxy will cure and become hardened. So you want to kind of give some space in between, some time for to put these corals away. Also, with your acclimation guide, you'll see at the bottom there's a flow chart, and there's actually a chart for certain corals and certain placements in the tank. So try to use that as a guideline. Do your best to judge and where you think the coral will do best. And this will definitely help you find that specific spot that you need to put those corals in. As far as dipping anything, due to stress with shipping, we don't suggest dipping them right away. It just puts a lot more stress on the corals, especially if you live far away in a different state. You could really do a lot of damage to the corals and end up killing them if anything. So putting them in the tank and getting them settled down would be the best thing for the corals. Now, if you would like to dip your corals, just monitor them in the next day or two. If you see any issues or anything like that, if you're really precautious, you could definitely dip them in a day or two. But like I said, if you have any issues at all with anything, just give us a call or email us, and we'd be happy to help you, find out what's going on or if there's something wrong with the coral. So I hope you learned a few things in this video, some little tips that we do here. Stay tuned for another video, and we'll catch you guys soon.